G'day YouTuber, this is the Q4 print-on-demand launch strategy you need to succeed this Q4. It's 5 steps and 2 bonus tips. The first step, October 1, you're going to want to start testing. It's a slow burn at the start of October. Sales are starting to increase, but if you haven't got all the Facebook bans out of the road, now is the time to get it. If there's a month in Q4 that you want your bans or holds to come through, it's in October. As you start to increase your scaling, at times, particularly if you haven't been scaling before, Facebook is going to place your account under review and they'll hold it until they've done that review to make sure you're compliant before they release it and let it go. It's really annoying for that to start happening, particularly as you're starting to scale hard into those winners. At the beginning of October, it's really important that you have an idea of what your ad budget's going to be and what you're willing to put on the line. If you're starting, 5 launches a week will get you going. You'll be spending between $200 to $400 a week. And if you haven't seen my in-depth strategy, the case study from last Q4, then I suggest you check out storehacks.com/scale. If you've got a bit more budget to play around with, 15 launches a week is not going to be a problem. $600 to $1,200 you'll be out of pocket so long as you're following those rules. And if you do have a lot more budget or you're a veteran in this industry, of course you can put up as many as you like. It may sound scary to put that sort of money on the line, but remember, so long as you follow the fundamentals, and I share them in this video here, you will have the best chance of hitting a few winners along the line so you can reinvest those profits into your testing. The biggest draw card of print on demand is the low barrier of entry. We can start with a super low budget, find those winners, reinvest those profits, and then use those profits to scale even harder. And of course, make money at the end. For the time being, particularly at this point in October, any winners you're finding, any profit you're making is going to go back into testing to find out where those juggernauts are going to come from. We want the juggernauts. G'day and welcome to my channel. My name is Ron Mack. Feels a little bit weird to say that because I'm typically known as Ronnie McKenzie everywhere else. I'm just playing around with a new stage name, just seeing how that goes. But if you're an overworked parent and you're wanting to create a business on the side in order to quit that job so you can spend more time with that family, then like, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'm gonna help you on that mission. By the way, you're going to want to save this video for later. You're going to use it all the way through Q4. The next step, which is more of a bonus tip, you're going to want to make sure you have backup payment methods on your business managers. The last thing you want to happen is Facebook stopping serving those ads, particularly as you start getting those campaigns heating up, those conversions popping, and then a payment declines because you don't have the money in there. That is frustrating. This stage is all about building that momentum. The more we can build, the better it's going to be the closer we get to Christmas. So don't screw this up. But if you do, don't worry. You will be able to still ride momentum and build again to get in there. We missed a couple of payments because so much money was going backwards and forwards, particularly over the weekends where it gets a bit hairy. So it's fine. You will still make money, but just try and keep those ads serving all the time. As I said, the weekends are where you need to really watch out because Shopify, particularly if you're selling on Shopify, the payments aren't coming into your account on the weekend. You're going to have a few days there where you don't have money coming in to allow you to scale. Last year, we were scaling up to $15,000 a day. We got over to $20,000 a day. So that kind of money, when that's moving around in space, you need to keep a handle on it and you need to have access to extra funds to keep it going. Which brings me to the next point. Make sure on top of those payment methods that you've got attached to your business manager, you have access to extra money in case you need it to scale. Now, unfortunately, success in this industry is not guaranteed, but what is guaranteed is if you don't try, you will not succeed at all. As a guide, aim to launch 5 to 15 in October and scale that as you find those winners into November and into December. And remember, your customers want to buy from you. They want you to design something amazing so they can give something amazing to the person they love. They really, really want to buy at this time of year. Through the positive verbiage I am using, saying you're going to crush it, I'm setting you up with a mind frame that's going to allow you to succeed. You need to double down on this. Read Dr. Joe Dispenza's Breaking the Habit of Being You, Atomic Habits. Get as many self-help books to allow you to really get in that abundance mindset to allow you to push hard through this period. This is our time of the year where we want that success, where it's so much easier to get. Doing all these things is how I stay motivated. It's how I'm always driven, particularly when the going is tough. I double down on it and I just push through. You have to do the same. If you're not finding those early winners, keep going, keep testing, because they are there. People find them all the time and there's no reason you won't either. Now with print on demand, it is vitally important that you remove as many variables in design as possible. And that's why I suggest watching this video that I've put together earlier. It's about the fundamentals of print on demand jewelry design. Now the bigger your budget, the more you're going to be able to test and the more winners you're going to find. The more winners you find, the more time's going to be taken up with scaling. But you have to remember, you got to keep those tests consistent in the back end. So don't let them fall. Now, if you haven't seen the way I structure my ads to limit costs in the testing phase, make sure you check out this video. I'm starting to put together a whole playlist, a whole different variety of videos that help with the different aspects of running a print on demand business successfully. And now for a dance break. Right, now that's out of the way. The next step. Now, as we enter November, our sales are going to start to dramatically increase. And the profits that you're making is going to be reinvested into more testing and scaling. At this time in November, it's time to start testing 10 to 20 plus designs a week. This is a great velocity reach, particularly with those lower grade winners starting to pop. You may even find that those lower grade winners do turn into juggernauts the closer we get to Christmas. Now, the first bonus tip, the winners that you've found so far, whether they're big, small, otherwise, make sure you're getting 4 to 5 variations of each one done. It needs to be the exact phrase, that exact same wording. What you're doing now is testing the different design styles, inverting colors, making it a bit more design heavy, keeping it super, super simple, just testing as many to find where that extra profit's going to come from. It's a nifty little trick that's going to make you an extra 4 or 5 figures. Bonus tip is taking that phrase and niching it down even deeper. So if you're going broad to my mum, make it more niche to my military mum. Just change the angle, drive it into a niche and see if you do find more love. And the least you can do when you do find that extra 4 and 5 figures is send me a nice bottle of unpeated whiskey. Last year, we didn't hit our first juggernaut until the 22nd of November. Prior to that, we were doing about 50 to 100 units a day. Now, for a little bit of e-commerce trivia, do you know when the first transaction was ever made online and for what? I'll answer it after the next step, which is December. The next 2 weeks is where you're going to see most potters make pottery, POD, where most people in POD will make more money in these 2 weeks than they've made all year. And it all rounds out with Green Monday, which is December 13th. This is typically the last sales day where you can still get presents, gifts delivered in time for Christmas. We had our biggest day on December 11 last year on the Shine On platform. We did $31,093, and our biggest day on Shopify was December 4th with $20,852. Our biggest day combined, because if you're anything like me, you just have to know that sort of information. It's motivating. Our biggest sales day combined was the December 11th with $40,427 in one day. One of the biggest opportunities I'm looking forward to this Q4 is Shine On Jewelry in Europe. That is going to give us access to 450 million more people than we've got in just the USA. One other step you have to take is watch this video right here. It's what YouTube is clearly telling you that you need to watch. So do it. And I'd love to hear from you after Q4. If you've got any questions now, ask below. Tell me what your results were from Q4. It serves as motivation for everybody else and me. Right. Now the answer to that trivia question, did you know what it was? It goes to Dan Cohn, who had a website called Netmarket. On August 11th, he sold a CD of Sting's 10 Summoner's Tales to a friend in Philadelphia. There you go. That's where it all started. See you in the next one.